And that nigga did it how I always wanted to do it, and I'll never be able to do it like that.
Alrighty. So I'm going to say, first and foremost, welcome to another episode of Hot Take Wrestling. This is an interview today. You got your boy, Logan the Machine, a.k.a. Old Man Logan. And to the left of me, you see him. I know him as Phil Myers. You guys know him as No Chill with Phil. All right, Phil, say what's up to the people.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Logan, thank you so much for love, bro. I am on Cloud 9, Jack. I'm on Cloud 9 because we got a special guest in the building. So really quick, before I introduce him, for those of y'all that don't know me, I am Phil Myers, Sr., a.k.a. Can't Knock It, the great one, the voice of violence for All Heel Wrestling, the child support slayer, baby. And yo, we got a special guest in the building. We got a special guest in the building. So I need everybody to bow, I need everybody, get your incense out, go into the shrine or something. You know what I'm saying? We got one of the coolest of the cool. We got one of the realest of the real. We got one of the dopest of the dope. Yo, when I tell y'all this cat right here has been doing big things for nerds like us, nerds of color, people of color. Showing, it's okay to be who you are, like what you like, believe what you believe. If you in the animated, goddamn it, you in the anime. If you like Goku, then damn it, you like Goku, and ain't nothing wrong with it. If you, man, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many things I can say about this cat right here. Y'all make some noise for the big the big OG. This is the big OG. Y'all make some noise for Uncle Navy Montel, man. What's going on,
Y'all don't realize how hard it was not to laugh because he had me grinning from the time he started speaking. I'm sitting there going, Logan, how the hell do you deal with this dude every episode? Bam! I'm sitting there going, try not to laugh. Oh my gosh. Yo, yeah, literally.
That's our resident Paul Heyman over there. You know what I'm saying? He do his thing. So, yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Once again, it is your frosty bearded Blerdicorn here on the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast as a humble guest to these illustrious hosts. I'm excited, you guys. I've been waiting for this all week. You have no idea.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. If y'all don't follow him already, check him out on YouTube, Instagram. Your pages be busting.
I was on his TikTok earlier, so yeah, he be getting to it.
Yo shit be busting. We just gonna get right into the interview. We just gonna get right in. We sitting under the learning tree today, y'all. Like, real talk. All jokes aside, man, I want y'all to realize, we sitting under the learning tree. This is one of the real OGs, like solid OG. With all the content that you put out, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, how do you find time to do it? Like, yo, it's like I only got 24 hours in my day. It seems like you might got 28. How you doing it?
It's all management, honestly. My YouTube channel is 10 years old. I've been doing it since 2012.
Oh, wow.
It started out with a simple, hey, how you doing? I like to introduce myself and blah, blah. Actually, the first official video I did when I was at my job. I work at a game and comic book store here in Norfolk, Virginia called Atlantis Games and Comics. And I've been there for 14 years, building the Yu-Gi-Oh community, working and making it a place where people can come. That was my first official video, and that was a walkthrough, and I still cringe at that because I'm like, oh, I could have did that better. Oh my gosh. And then from there, I decided, you know what? I did YouTube. Let's go to Instagram. Let's go. TikTok came up. I did my thing. I'm doing my thing on TikTok. I'm not someone who has to put something out all the time, but I make that time because the message is so important. What a lot of people don't realize, I'm 53. I've been doing this since I've been a geek and nerd since I was able to read my first comic, which was what, 5 or 6 years old?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's important to make that time, especially because there are so many blurs out here who don't even realize that it's okay to be unusual. It's okay to be different. And those are the ones I focus on.
Say that again.
It's okay to be different. It's okay to be unusual. Because we thrive in it. I'm here to tell you, and I'm gonna say from a point of pride, that being melanated and being unusual is sexy as fuck. I don't care what anybody say. Yo, we sport the drip better. We come in the cosplays better. We come into the gaming tournaments. I don't care who you are. You got Dante over there. You got Dante with a hood on. Talking about, man, he gonna be about nothing. Yo, he wiping the floor with everybody. Everybody. And all he doing is just hanging out with his homies at a convention. And the lifestyle and the community itself is so robust and it's so beautiful, but it's still under acknowledged.
Yes.
Because there was a time where if you saw a black person, male, female, wearing anything revolving a superhero shirt or anime shirt, they were getting bombarded with questions. What's your favorite anime? Who's all these characters? So, you know, people call them gatekeepers. I call them basement virgins.
That too. Real talk your shit.
Yeah.
Talk your shit.
So we used to get questioned on that because you fellas, y'all know this. Growing up, anytime you liked anything of that nature, it was considered, well, that's what white people like, and that's too proper. And
right. Well, you're not black enough.
Mm-hmm.
This or that. Yep.
Yeah, I remember years ago, my uncle said, well, you're not supposed to like comic books. Why not? Because that's what white people like. And why are we having this argument? Why are we having this discussion? I'm not going to sit here and try to justify what I like. I want people to come out of their shell and say, wow, other black folk, they like anime and they like comics. They love cosplay and gaming and conventions and everything across the board. Science fiction, fantasy, you name it, Dungeons and Dragons. I do it all because I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. The background, people can't see the background of my office. Everything in here, I have a connection with in some way, shape, or form. From the posters on my wall to the Black Lightning bag I got from San Diego Comic-Con 2018 to I even have a Dragon Ball Z Goku lava lamp.
Wow.
It will never come out of the box because they're not worthy, but I do have it. And I'm not ashamed of what I love. I've been called a geek and a nerd all my life. It is a badge to be called a blurred, yo. That is a medal of honor. You know what I mean? And This is where I am. This is who I am.
So, real quick, for people that do not know what a blurred is, we know what it is. We know. But break it down for people that may not know what a blurred is.
Okay. The simple definition is a blur is a black nerd. Plain and simple. There's no scientific analysis. There's no calling to NASA to get a definition. You don't have to go to the Smithsonian to have that shit looked up into the archives. It's not any of that. It's a simple thing. And I created a word or a term that hopefully by next year, it'll be included into the Webster's dictionary. It's called being a Blerdicorn. Okay. So you know what a blurred is. It's a black nerd. Well, take it another level. We are unique in our passion. We are unique in what we love because black folks see things from an angle and a perspective that most people don't. And that's a fact. We grew up, we weren't privileged to grow up with color TVs and all the toys in the world at Christmas. Nah, when your mom and daddy said, go outside and play, our imagination was our main toy. We made it work. Yep. We made that shit work. And you had to be, if you wasn't in the house before the street lights came on, guess what? Your ass was.
That was your ass. That was your whole ass.
Man, if you ain't never heard of a power bomb before then, let's go. So I created a Blerdicorn because, and the story behind that is, oh my gosh, it's what's her name? Black comedian. She created a book. She wrote a book called The Last Black Unicorn.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish, thank you. Yeah. And I saw that title and it pissed me off. It literally pissed me off because I said, wait, how are you writing a book titled The Last Black Unicorn when we're all over the place? We're everywhere.
Right.
We're functioning in society. We're bringing things to the forefront. We're creating, we're inventing, we're innovating. We're just culminating our craft and making something much more substantial. So you are far from the last black unicorn. If anything, you're part of a crowd, you're part of a group.
Right.
And that's just being generous. So when I saw that, I said, nah. And I tried to embrace the black unicorn. I said, nah, this is dirty. I don't even want it anymore. That shirt's dirty. Let me get another shirt. So I came up with Blerdicorn. And I even have the definition of it on my wall. Blerdicorn is a blurred or black nerd whose unique passion for all things nerd-related interest goes beyond normal definitions or parameters.
Yes, sir.
We go beyond. We go ultra beyond. We go ultra plus. Let's go. We go plus ultra. That's all I got to say about that. And I'm proud to be that. And I have a clothing brand that I got a merch store too, which is everything Blerdicorn, including stickers that I created called, I said, Basement Virgins Are Canceled.
Wow. Man, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Hey, salute to you.
Come on, Webster's. Go ahead and get that done.
Salute to you. Salute. That's the realest shit I done heard of. That's the realest shit I done heard of all day. Oh, Unc got his brown liquor too. Hey, what you sipping on, Unc? What you sipping on?
I'm keeping it light because I still got to stream later tonight.
Okay.
It's just Moscato. I'm keeping it simple tonight.
I got 20 grand in my glass, and I got a little bit of Bay. Bay is Apple Crown.
Okay, sir. Okay, I see
you. You get into it. You get into it.
I'm telling you, when he got a lady in his life, she need to be careful. That's all I gotta say. Let's put gas in the tank. Let's go. Bang! Bang!
All right. So look, I have a question. Off the rip, I've noticed all of the Captain America merch and paraphernalia in the room now. He's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Like all time. He's one of the first comic characters I ever read and followed like religiously.
Right.
So what was it about Captain America for you per se that you kind of gravitated to that character so much?
I'm a caregiver. I'm a protector. If there's anyone that I care about, even people that I don't, if I can be there for you, I will. And I feel like he is a protector for those who can't protect themselves. Mm-hmm. The shield is symbolic of pushing away everything that's hurtful and harmful and it can take you out. And the shield has always been that. And that's what I gravitated to when it came to this character, is what he symbolized. Now, mind you, people will talk about, well, it's red, white, and blue, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We take politics out of everything. It's just in its simple definition. Mm-hmm. It's protecting. It is providing comfort and also giving a sense of relief that there's somebody there. Now, I will protect anyone that is in my life, and I will take care of anyone that is in my life. And so that's where I got that symbology from. And even my cosplay shield, that's the original heater shield. I love that design. I've always loved that design. So when I got a chance to cosplay Patriot, I was like, yo, I got to make sure this shield is on point.
Nice.
So piggybacking off the Captain America question.
Okay.
Because I'm a comic head too.
Yes.
So when you say cat, are you talking Steve Rogers? Or are you talking Isaiah Bradley?
My captain will always be Isaiah.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah Bradley, the original Captain America that will never be given the props that he deserved, that will never be given what he deserved, because he went through something that Steve Rogers did not go through.
Yes.
If anyone ever has a chance to read that right there, will put a tear in your eye, because he was just a soldier. He just wanted to serve his country in a country where people of color were not even regarded as human beings, barely as citizens. And he still wanted to step up and serve. So when I read that story and realized, and I knew this about this years ago, I said, fam, you cannot sit here and tell me that this did not make you feel some kind of way when you realize that the only way that they perfected the super soldier serum is that they tested it on black men.
Tuskegee.
Mm-hmm.
Tuskegee
It takes you back to the Tuskegee experiments. And even through history, if you ever realize that people who are indigenous were always test subjects. Always test subjects. And when I saw it and I read this, it's like, wow. They impregnated them with the super soldier serum. Isaiah was the only one that actually had the favorable effects, but the government didn't want to know that they failed. So they sent them on a suicide mission into enemy territory to take out Hitler. Everybody but him was slaughtered.
Right.
Came back, what happened? They court-martialed him.
Yeah.
Court-martialed him, put him in Leavenworth for years until he was older, and then they released him. But not before they experimented on him. How did the super soldier serum work on him and not anybody else? Typical white coats. We're going to learn the effects of the soldier serum, and then we're going to put it in one of our pale-skinned cohorts, and then they're going to be our representative. Nothing against Steve Rogers. Steve did what he did to do. Shout out to Steve Rogers, but the bigger shout should go to Isaiah Bradley, who is the grandfather of Elijah Bradley, Patriot.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I got soapboxes in my book.
I loved how in Cap Winter Soldier, I loved how they dedicated and made those episodes. Because, again, comic head. I was always like, yo, Steve wasn't the first. Nah. And, oh, bro, you tripping. No. Isaiah Bradley, real talk.
Mm-hmm.
So when and I had a lot of homies, after those episodes came out, and I had a lot of homies like, yo, you wasn't lying.
Yeah, the whole conversation got a little more real, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny. People tend to forget that there is a lot of history that's been eliminated or subjugated or destroyed that people don't realize. And that's always been one of the constants, that there are things that have happened and make it so bad is if you look at history, you look at army regiments, you look at fighter squadrons, anything that's piloted or run by black folk, more efficient, more ferocious, more victories. But you'll never hear about that. You'll never hear about that.
Buffalo Soldiers.
Red Tails.
Man.
They had more escort missions than any other white-based squadron.
Yeah, they did.
So how are we not hearing about this? Why isn't our history books telling us about these magnificent soldiers and pilots and airmen who've been doing the thing? Why? Because it would make the other people look bad. You don't want the Orvilles of the world. You don't want the Williams of the world. You don't want the Sarahs and the Karens of the world to realize that they are not the dominant. They never were. We never asked to be dominant. We just asked to be a part of something that we helped fucking build. That's all.
And acknowledge, man. Acknowledge.
Thank you.
Yo, man, salute to Unc, man. Unc out here preaching, bro.
See, that's one of those things where I think people don't give comics the credit it deserves, because you get a storyline like that where the basis of it comes from, real life, occurrences, like you just said, the Tuskegee Airmen and the experiments that took place, the Red Wings, like this stuff is all based off of factual, it's not fictional things. These are real things. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, you know, even when you're not to switch it from Captain America, but even with X-Men, like a lot of people don't know, and it's so it's just it's apparent. You know what I'm saying? Who Magneto is and who Professor X is. And I
don't get me started.
He about to jump right up out of his chair.
Don't get me started, brother. I'm gonna pass it to you 1 second, but it's just amazing how some people just aren't able, or they don't have the ability to see these things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just amazing to me.
Yo, a lot of people know who Stan Lee is, of course, right? Not many people know who Stanley Lieberman is. And bro, and one of the dopest things about Stan Lee, I actually was blessed with the opportunity to meet him. And it was at C2E2 2017.
Oh, nice. Another con that's on my bucket list.
You got come to Chicago. Come to Chicago. We number 3. San Diego, New York, Chicago.
C2E2, yep. And we got to throw Dragon Con on there too, because y'all ain't been a Dragon Con fan.
Right,
y'all need to go.
Yeah, Dragon Con. When you come to Chicago, it's gonna be a holiday event for us. We taking on work, all of the above, all the sick days. But it's kind of like, it's amazing how you talked about the history, and we all know our history, and some people don't want to acknowledge it, and some people, this was a choice. Shut up. The truth of the matter is,
shut your ass up.
Exactly. When you look at how, and he's done interviews about this, that was when he created the X-Men, that was in the midst of the Civil Rights Movement. And he was like, nobody would really want to read a comic about black whatever. But if I put this twist on it, everyone will read it. And up until the Avengers and a couple others, X-Men was one of the biggest grossing things that kept Marvel alive.
Because it was unusual. It was different.
Professor X and Magneto.
It was different.
And yo, like, you thought I was bullshitting. My baby boy, his name is Miles, after Miles Morales, Charles Xavier.
That boy gonna have himself one of the hottest girlfriends ever with a name like that.
He gonna be like, Miles, eat your vegetables.
That girl gonna be like 6'5", nothing but boobs and ass, talking about when we going to the next con. I'm telling you, she gonna be that. She gonna have one of them names. People be like, that tastes good. Yeah, I like that name. Can you say it again? No, that's mine.
Yo, he got telepathy and all that. Like, Miles, eat your vegetables. No, Dad, you eat the vegetables. Man, let me go eat these vegetables real quick. D, like, yo, you put some paprika on these green beans? Like, yo. So, yo, go ahead.
It's funny you mentioned that too, because like you said, if you put race into it, people won't be interested because it's a mirror that they're not willing to look through.
Right. So
you put a twist on it that appeals to the majority. Not anymore. What you see is an opportunity to tell truth. You have an opportunity to teach. You have an opportunity to force acknowledgement, so that way you can get voluntary acknowledgement. And see, people don't really understand the difference. And if you ever listen to the terms, that's exactly what it is. Because sometimes you have to give credit, and that's forced. But I would rather give credit to somebody or something that exists or contributed to something. And comics have always been that for us. So yeah, for years we grew up, we didn't have black characters. And when we did have a black character, what was the one thing they kept doing? They kept putting the word black in front of it. Black Goliath, Black Panther. Really?
Brother Voodoo.
See, you got me all uptight and took out my head.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Luke Cage the first character that didn't have black in front of it?
Yep, Luke Cage was Power Man. Yep, Heroes for Hire.
Power Man.
Heroes for Hire #1, 1974.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, when he came out, I was like, let's go. What we got? What's good? It's to be a comic head is so much fun because there's so much to talk about. There's so much commentary in there. There's so much that can be spoken upon, and it's now at a point now where we can teach because a lot of the safeguard, well, the restraints on what you can and can't talk about aren't there anymore. You don't have the stigma of race or sexual orientation. No. You don't have that. What you have is a fucking story being told, characters being made. Let's bring that into the fold. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm old school. Let's talk about it. You gotta post it up on social fucking media. You ain't gotta sit here and put it. Oh, it happened. I gotta put it on Facebook. No, you don't. Why?
Say that again. I don't think they heard you in the back.
You don't have to put that shit up on social media. I was about to do a video about stop recording everything. Literally put up on YouTube. Everything in your life does not require you posting it up. That's why we got these 304s out here thinking that they are the most powerful beings on the earth. When in actuality, that belongs to Teen Titans. That belongs to the Young Avengers. That belongs to, you know what I'm saying? And what's funny, we go back to it too, because we were talking about how much Black folk have influenced so much. Let's go into the cinematic world.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, the first modern superhero movie that wasn't really a superhero movie that got a lot of eyes wasn't Batman. Because I'm sick and tired of Batman. Batman, if I see another Batman movie, I'm gonna vomit. Okay.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Please, you can dress different white people up and be the same man. It still don't matter. It's still the same dude, okay? He still got the same trauma. It doesn't freaking matter, okay? He's still emo with an outfit, okay? I have friends who are fans of Batman. I'm not disparaging them. Knock yourself out, have at it, but nah. But remember when Blade came out?
Yeah.
Everybody stopped what they were doing to go see that movie. When Black Panther came out, everybody stopped. Not only go to see that movie, but to celebrate it. I've seen major premieres of movies before, but never did they do what they did when Black Panther came out. Suited and booted from the head to the toe.
Yeah.
Kenta cloth, you name it. They was doing everything. Cosplays was coming
Coming
out.
to America, the whole
Yes.
I see Jafar, like, man, they was on it.
I love seeing
was
that.
on it,
I
Jack.
love seeing that. And that was people that you never would have thought would ever even jump into the cosplaying world.
Yes. Yes. So there's so much more that's out there now. And we also go back to Black Panther did something that no Marvel movie has ever done. It got over $1 billion and won 3 Academy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, so you mean to tell me that you got all of these heroes, all these captains and these spiders and these Thor Hulks and everybody else, and you make all these movies and you do Endgame and you do Infinity War and all this other stuff, and you spend all this money, but you get one movie out, one titular character from a country in Africa who provides the one metal element that no one else can provide, vibranium. And it sets the world on fire. I mean, you see this more than you see this or anything. And it made me so proud. I'm not gonna lie. When I walked in that theater to see Black Panther, I cried.
How many times you see it? How many times you see it in theater?
In theaters, 12.
See, that's why I saw 6. I saw 6.
And the crazy thing,
Look,
they
how
about
many
to have
times
us
you
crying again real soon. When it
every time. What's up?
I say the crazy thing, they about to have us crying again when
Man,
Forever come out.
11/11/22 is going to be off the chain. I've already got my white suit. I've already got my mask. I got my beanie coming. Man, I'm gonna be loving it. I'm gonna be loving it. I already got my tickets bought. Let's go. Let's go. Damn. It is so good to be a blur. It is so good to be a blur because people are finally realizing that.
The GOAT, the fucking GOAT. Uncle Monty, ladies and gentlemen, man. Talking his shit, preaching, doing his thing tonight.
I know what it's like to truly be bullied. I remember what it was like reading comics and enjoying them and getting bullied by kids, getting rocks thrown at me, getting chased home from school, getting in fights I didn't even start or anything like that, and always keeping and taking the higher road because I was not raised to be a fighter. Although I can throw down, trust me, don't get it twisted. I will fold you. Like yesterday's homework. Don't get it twisted now. I'm a nice face and everything, but I'm sure I come from Naptown. You may seem like a long name, but I will fuck you up.
Indianapolis?
Yes, sir. East side,
You-
baby.
You from Nap, baby?
I'm from
Oh!
Nap, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, so you got hands. You got hands.
Man, even my feet got hands. What you talking about? I walk
You got
on
hands.
knuckles.
You come from Nap. You a fighting motherfucker.
Man, if I got to do it, trust me, this old frilly facade I got is like, everything's great. You know I'm about to hurt you, right?
Man.
And
I would never fight nobody from Nap, ever. I don't care how much money you have. No. Where he
everybody
from?
say that. We're the nicest people around.
No. If you from Wakanda or Asgard or Nap,
They
it's
ain't doing it.
Detroit and Chicago. Nope. Nope. I'm good. I ain't touching. Logan, I'm sorry, bro. I'm fangirling. My bad, bro. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, it's good. It's good. I'm enjoying every bit of it, man.
Hell no, I ain't fight nobody from Nap. No.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
That was pretty
No,
cool, man.
man.
I went there over the summer. I was out there for a weekend. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
It's come a long way. The city's come a long way, but it's still a bop, though.
Yeah.
Growing up with the Black Expo, fam.
Yeah, I think when I was there was the Essence Fest was there or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, before there was Essence, there was a Black Expo, baby.
Hmm.
That was when you had the convention center shoot one of the biggest parks, Watkins Park. Loaded down. You saw nothing but stages and music and food and good times. That's what it was all about. It was what it meant to celebrate being black, even when the world didn't want us to. And that's okay. And I love that. Mind you, the Essence Festival is continuing, but the Black Expo still doing its thing. You can continue to realize that your heritage is important. So we break that down into creativity. Because Black folk have been creative for the longest time. And now that shit is breaking out deep. I am so honored to know so many cosplayers, content creators, comic book writers, authors, artists, musicians. The list goes on. Podcasters, hello, present company, definitely motherfucking included. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
You know, it's this is where we've been trying to get to. We still got a ways to go, but we damn sure took a leap. That's for motherfucking sure.
Absolutely.
Do y'all remember Arrested Development?
The show.
Take me to another.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I forgot. I was a shorty. And Tennessee and Arrested Development had like just came out. They performed at the Black Expo. And I remember having to pee. And my mom was trying to find a bathroom at the Black Expo. We went every year. And my mom was taking me trying to find a bathroom. And we met everybody in Arrested Development.
Oh, nice.
And as a shorty, I was like, hey, hi, I gotta pee, bye. But then it's kind of like, yo, like, that was fucking Arrested Development. That same year, and this is throwback for you. That same year, I was introduced to Brother Man, the comic book.
Yes, I know, Brother Man.
I got 1 through 5. Wait, was it 1 through 5 or 1 through 6 from the 90s, early 90s?
1 through 6.
I got all of them.
Sir, I ain't even mad at you.
I got all of them. I didn't realize or recognize what it was then. When you grow up, become a man, you have children of your own, and it's kind of like, oh, whoa. Yo, like some of the stuff they was talking about in the comic book is what they was talking about then. So it ain't too far-fetched You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
The
nothing
conspiracy
new under the
theory,
sun.
yeah.
Ain't
Yeah.
nothing new under the sun. So it's just kind of like, yo, I knew you could appreciate, especially when you said you was from that. I'm like, oh shit. No, I got them joints. I got them. Still
Man.
in pristine condition.
Oof.
My mama was like, read them once, maybe twice, and put them, don't touch them. Get a glove, get a white towel, and turn the page like that.
That was how my mom was too. My mother helped me with my collection too. It's like if you look back here, there are 10 long white boxes.
Oh yes. So
If we do a collar and elbow tie up at this on Zoom, I'd be bugging out. Okay, just saying.
yo, I'm in my element. So I watched the interview that you did with the Queen G22. Shout out to her. Amazing blurred as well.
She is a sweetheart. I'm actually working to get her a ticket to San Diego Comic-Con. She wants to go.
That's why you was telling a story where you said when you came home from the Navy, your mom still had your comic books in those boxes. I'm curious. What? Because I know you. What heat you got in the boxes?
We ain't got that kind of time.
Whoa.
I can give you a few of what I've got. The oldest comic I have is Little Audrey number 29 from 1954. I have the Contest of Champions run, the original from 1983, all 3 issues. Still my all-time favorite comic run line. I have Watchmen issues 1 through 12, the original run. Spawn number 1, Hardware number 1, Blood Syndicate number 1, Shadow Cabinet number 1, Static number 1.
Ooh.
Yeah. When I tell you, and I picked up a lot of obscure things too. I didn't even realize that I had them, but they just looked appealing to me. And I look back at my books now and go, wow, I didn't know I had that. I remember I still have runs when Jack Kirby was drawn for DC. Command Eye, The Last Boy on Earth, number 1. OMAC, One Man Army, number 1. Eternals, number 17 or 18. I try to remember. The cover's in my head, but I can't remember. Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby were my men. I could read anything of theirs, and Steve Ditko was my favorite. Love anything that Steve Ditko drew because his finger articulation was better than anybody's.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And that's just part of what I have. Honestly, I've just been blessed with so much. And the funny thing is, I had 4 boxes. I actually asked a friend to hold on to one of them for me. Disappeared. So I was only down to 3. So I said in my best Gandalf voice, may the books bring you favor because you're still a bitch nigga.
Wow. And ain't no bitch asking us over here. Nah, we don't do that, man. Nah. We ain't cover shit. Nah, we don't do that.
It's cool. I don't hold a grudge because I've been blessed to get to this point. You look like you do, fam. You look like you do. I'm kind of like,
nah, bro.
I be sitting there shouting, "Who pissed off Phil? Fam, what's up? I came to eat. Now I'm on the street. Yo, who pissed off Phil? Was it you, Dante? Fuck, I told you not to mention that shit about Infinity War. You keep bringing that shit up.
Man, don't do it. See, you did your homework too. Logan, take bro, shut me up. You
okay? So I have to ask this while we got you. I want to talk about the DCEU.
Okay.
All right. So
cinematic or animated?
Cinematic.
Okay.
So I went and saw Black Adam. Was it this past Tuesday? And I'll be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was the most amazing, DC film ever or anything like that. But for what we've gotten in the last 5 years from them up to now, I thought Black Adam was a pretty good adaptation of the character for the most part.
Agreed.
But I think by and large, everyone looks at DC as rushing to try to catch up with Marvel cinematically. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Because to me, I feel like they shouldn't even try to rush it all. They should just try to make sure that they're delivering the best possible film that they can in this universe they're trying to create, as opposed to just trying to rush. You know what I mean? Because for me, I feel like Justice League was just rushed. They tried to rush and have all these characters on screen because we were at what, the third Avengers film already by the time it came out.
We were getting ready to go into Infinity Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're gonna go into Infinity War when that travesty came out.
Yeah. So what do you think DC could do? Because I know we got James Gunn over there now. He's going to be overseeing their movie division in terms of the DC films. What do you think about that move, and what do you think as a whole could be done to kind of structure that universe cinematically, so it's more quality versus just what we've been getting as of late?
I think the addition of James Gunn was absolute genius because James Gunn is a comic fan. That is where DC fails. DC is their whole studio are being run by people who aren't comic fans. They have no idea what's in them. They have never turned a page. They have never bought a floppy. They have never even brought it up on their Kindle somewhere or their iPad or anything like that. What they've done is they've looked over what Marvel's done and said, well, we can do this. Well, you guys have made enough Batman movies to last us a fucking millennium. So stop making them. What they can do is get writers who are willing to read the source material or are familiar with the source material and create adaptations cinematically with these characters that are relatable. Black Adam to me was one of their best efforts. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely because not only did you bring a character that we hadn't seen in cinema ever, but you also brought characters who were portrayed on TV, CW. You need to be backhanded. Greg Berlanti, I want to uppercut you so bad right now, sir. You took my Black Lightning away. Black Lightning, when it came out, that's what gravitated to me. It wasn't Flash, it wasn't Arrow, it wasn't Legends of Tomorrow. It was Black Lightning that brought me to the TV because here's a character that's relatable. It's not about a superhero who's trying to save his community. It's about a man saving his community who happened to have superpowers that he didn't want in the beginning in the first place. Jefferson Pierce did not want that. He wanted to take care of his, if you look in the comic, he wanted to take care of his neighborhood. But I digress. Right now, DC's in a position to bring quality characters that have never been exposed to the screen. Best example was Black Adam. You're bringing this Justice Society. I'm sick to death of the Justice League. Sick to death of it. After Dwayne McDuffie died, God rest his soul, that man was the only reason why Justice League and Justice League Unlimited were worth watching on TV. Everything else was TARASH, trash. Okay. Hot garbage. So if they just continue to take characters that have never been seen, except in comics, bring them cinematically and not create this cookie cutter wheel of just trying to compete with another comic company. Marvel's already established themselves. Marvel's best formula is they didn't rush the process.
Absolutely.
Every movie had a purpose. Every movie connected to each other. So when you got to Infinity War and you got to Endgame, everything fit. Every character had relevance. Every part of the story had an avenue. It came to a crossroad. So you knew it could go this way or this way, but it connected.
Right.
And that's why people were loving what Marvel's doing. DC right now can do that. Right now, and someone asked me what could be one thing they could change in DC. Redo Green Lantern and let Jon Stewart be the titular character.
Yep.
Let Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner. If you bring in Hal Jordan should be a character who used to have the ring, but after he did what he did as Parallax, he no longer is an owner of a ring, but he can be an observer. He can be someone who says, I've been the Green Lantern of this sector. This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. And bring out these other goodness, you have these so many superhero groups that aren't getting the shine. You really aren't. You've got Squadron Supreme, you got the All-Star Squadron, you got the Justice Society, you got, and I really mean this, bring Doom Patrol to the screen. Bring the Doom Patrol to the screen.
Doom Patrol is so slept on.
Yeah, thank you. Now, someone even said, well, if they're going to redo it, then what do you think they're going to do? If I have my honest opinion, and I might be wrong, if they decided to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths, theatrically, correctly, introductions to the right villains, where you have Pariah, and you have Harbinger, and you've got all these other characters, and you slowly start seeing these worlds destroyed, and seeing these main characters taken out, that would be absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar. Don't focus on Superman so damn much, or Wonder Woman so damn much. I'm sick of Bruce Wayne. Every time I hear the name Bruce, I vomit. Okay, that's how bad it is.
Real talk.
If someone mentions Gotham to me, I just say bless you, because it sounds like a sneeze as far as I'm concerned.
Real talk. Let me say this, and I've said this in so many social groups that I've been in. So, the only person keeping DC afloat is the motherfucker with no powers. I'm sorry.
No, you're not wrong.
Don't get me wrong. Even when it comes to the movies, the Christopher Nolan movies were fire. But it's kind of like the latest Batman was just a remake of Batman Begins. Was that Batman Begins? Just a darker version.
Make it darker and him more emo.
So it's just, But okay, change it. I gotta change gears. I gotta change gears. So
you know what's funny? Whenever I come to Chi-Town again, and I'm not hanging with my girl Nurse J Becky, y'all, we gonna be.
Bro, hit us up.
Definitely.
We hitting Maxwell Street. We and I'm talking Roosevelt Maxwell Street.
Oh damn. Okay. All right. Okay.
Right next to the UIC.
Okay.
I would say a term for the old spot that used to be Maxwell Street.
But we're not gonna do that.
But Kanye has made it so toxic. I'm just gonna leave it where
we're
it's
not gonna do that.
Me, he who shall not be named.
Exactly.
Nope, we're not doing that. So I gotta shift gears from comics to anime.
Okay.
I know you're a huge anime head. I'm a huge anime head. I gotta ask you.
What about Logan?
Anime, I gotta catch up. I'm not there yet. The comic is more my bag than anything.
Okay, that's fair.
But if you ask me like the old school stuff like Guyver and all that kind of stuff, I've seen that. I love Guyver.
See, you about to make the hair grow on my head that I couldn't grow after all these years, man. You about to get me excited up in this.
Guyver, what was it, Fist of the North Star?
Woo!
Let's go. Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D.
I've seen
wait. Because you're going to ruin my question.
Okay, my bad.
You gonna ruin my question. Now, and you talk about some hitters. Those are some hitters. Fist of the North Star, Vampire Hunter D, Dragon Ball Z. It's a lot of them. What was the anime that made you fall in love with anime?
When I was in 3rd grade, before I went to school, my mother let us watch an hour of TV because she had to get up early so she can go to work and we can go to school. And there was an anime I didn't realize was an anime until years later called Battle of the Planets. That was Gotcha Man.
Gotcha Man, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that was the Americanized version. You had the kids and you had the Fiery Phoenix and everything. And I realized this is what I really love. But it was Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro. Done by Osamu Tezuka. Was it? No, it was Hayao Miyazaki. That movie made me fall in love big time. I saw that at the same time that years ago, when sci-fi was known as the science fiction channel, they had an annual anime film festival on the weekend once a year.
Yeah.
I saw Vampire Hunter D. I saw Lily Cats. I saw Robot Carnival. I saw Fist of the North Star. I saw what was the other one?
Hold on. Let me get this heroin ready. I gotta get the vein right. I gotta get the vein popping for this one, baby. Hold on. Talk your shit, Talk your shit, baby. Talk your shit.
Yo, and for me, that was everything because when it came on, my mother did not fool with me. She knew where I was, and the characters and the animation and the story. It wasn't overly bloody. It wasn't overly violent. It was a beautiful story. You remember these characters. D was a beast as far as I was concerned. Yeah. This man, come on. And then I saw Akira, Ghost in the Shell. Man, Ghost in the Shell made me I was fascinated by it. Akira just made my imagination just go. And I was like, who's doing all this? I had no idea it was the Japanese animating it. All I knew is that this was amazing. And then you watch the Saturday morning cartoons, you're like, I don't want to watch you anymore. You're trash.
Watered down.
You're trash. He-Man can only do so much. But then I am the power. Okay, great. That's 30 minutes. I've seen Goku shout for 2 episodes before he finally fights somebody. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z. No, shut up. Just shut up. And I didn't realize until years later that Thundercats, Silverhawks were both anime. They're both anime. I didn't realize. See, that's when you can see the differences, and that's when I fell in love. But when I saw Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro, there ain't nothing you can do to stop my love for you.
Classic.
Just beautiful. Just animation. Honestly, that's the way it should have been. I mean, yeah, they shortcut the hell out of shit in the United States. Here's this cartoon. Yeah, okay. Y'all took Bugs Bunny away from me, you assholes. So that's fine. I'm going somewhere else. Fuck y'all. You know. I love Speed Buggy. Y'all took that away from me. Fuck you.
Yo, Akira.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to say Akira,
mm-hmm. That's why I said the way I said it. It's like Akira, no Akira.
Even if you look at the original trailer for it, it's Akira.
Mm-hmm.
And I even feel like I'm saying it messed up.
No, you're saying it right.
But it's Akira.
Akira.
My heart, Robot Carnival.
Ooh, one of the first ones I saw. Oh my goodness.
And then Fist of the North Star, Vampire Hunter D, Grappler Baki.
Ooh, yes, sir. Can we throw
Ninja Scroll?
I was about to say, can we throw Ninja Scroll in there too?
Rama 1 half.
Oh my goodness. Can we get to Macross and Robotech? Can we talk about Neo Genesis Evangelion? Can we? Man, can we?
And you know what's crazy? A lot of people don't even realize that these amazing works of art Because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they're up there with the Mona Lisa and this.
That beautiful. Hey, I've been eyeballing that. I see that masterpiece over there.
And it's a couple other joints I got here, but it's a lot of those animes are up there with the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're ripped off.
Yeah.
Fist of the North Star, spoiler alert, ain't nothing. Street Fighter ripped it off. Kimba the Lion King, they stole from Kimba the White Lion.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Someone else said it. Someone else said it.
And here, let me take a step back. Fist of the North Star is Street Fighter on one hand. Then Fist of the North Star, and you might think this is a stretch, is also the birth of Mortal Kombat to me.
No, that's not a stretch.
Because if y'all look at Big Trouble in Little China, you get all your characters from Mortal Kombat.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That
If
okay.
you look at Robotech, Gundam, Neo Genesis, Power Rangers.
Super
What?
Sentai.
Where is Ultraman in y'all's like? Because I felt like Ultraman was like where we got the birthplace of like Power Rangers and all that kind of stuff.
Ultraman Tokusatsu period is in itself was such an amazing art form. It still is, because we watched Godzilla, we watched King Kong, we watched Godzilla versus Megalon versus Ghidra, King Kong versus Godzilla. All that Tokusatsu, that is what we were raised on. So Ultraman was definitely a part of that universe. And I think Ultraman and the ones that came around like Kikaider, Space Sheriffs, Spectre Man, a bunch of those, Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. It became an anime called Giant Robo. A lot of people didn't even realize that, because it's the same freaking premise. And it's one of the greatest things. People are like, well, that just looks so real. You know, I love getting into it with people about Power Rangers. I love getting into it with them about it. Because they're such robots. They're like, yeah, I love Power Rangers. Say, yeah, but you know, you're not watching the first one. The first Power Rangers was team number 17. Team number 1 was Go Rangers. That was 1967. Ladies and gentlemen, America's behind.
Very much so. Very much so.
Which why it always irritates me when people watch Power Rangers. Okay, you have your fandoms and stuff. I appreciate you loving your fandom, but don't be an asshole about it. Okay, you know everything about the American characters. Okay, but do you know about these original teams? And it was funny because it took one of these Super Sentai teams. It's in Japan it's called Gokaiger, but here it was Power Rangers Megaforce,
which came way later.
That team literally showed you all of the previous teams because they used keys in their morphers that embodied each a member of a specific team.
Yo,
if you remember that, it was one that was pirate themed, and they had their morphers, and they were shaped like swords. So they took a key, popped that bad boy in there. But if you ever got to see the little figure, it embodies a member of a team previously done. So this was the one way that it was documented. All the other Ranger teams.
Wow.
But what they never did, the teams that came before the original Power Ranger, which is known as Zayu Ranger in Japan, 16-1, they never showed them in the States because they couldn't explain it. They couldn't explain it.
Unc out here preaching, bro. I'm willing to change religions, bro. Yo, whatever you is, I'm about to be. Send me a card so I can fill it out. Logan, you gonna join me, bro? Whatever Jesus he served.
Wow.
I'm out there, bro. Black Jesus, white Jesus. I'm out there, bro. We out here.
Wow. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers.
I'm out of libations. I ain't got no more.
All right, Unc. So I know we closing in on about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know what we want to do. We don't want to take up all of your time.
I ain't got nothing else better to do but go in here and finish watching One Piece.
All right, so brother Phil, you got anything?
So, with this being a wrestling show, we have yet to talk about a lick of wrestling.
This
Bring
is
it.
true.
Now,
Bring it.
I know you're an old school wrestling head. I don't know if you still watch it now.
I still do.
You gonna have me run upstairs to get another bottle, you gonna have me do it. I'm trying to be good, I'm trying to respect your time, Yo, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, cause he know I do it. Yo, okay. In all seriousness, you got your old school wrestling, you got your new school wrestling. I'm sure you may fall on the side of old school wrestlers. Possible. I'm just assuming.
Okay.
And saying this how you still watch, did you like it more when it was the old school territory, Jerry Lawler, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, old school Four Horsemen, or do you prefer how it is now?
I prefer the territories.
Okay. Why?
And the reason why is because as a pro wrestler coming up, you were basically a journeyman. You were applying your craft. You had to be able to perfect how to do your thing. So in order to do that, you had to go to different areas and wrestle against some of the best and sit down and have forum with them. Okay, how about we do this? How about we do that? Plus, I'm a belt mark. I was a big fan of the old school wrestling belts. So I love going to the different territories, see how their title belts look, because back then you had the Alabama state champion, you had the Alabama champion, you had the Georgia state champion, you had Mid-South tag team championships. Every state had their own specific champion. Of course, with the territories, the overarching one, I'm not putting the WWE whatever into it. You had the NWA. If you could go up against the band who was carrying that belt, you were assured stardom, because if you put on a match that people remembered, Harley Race versus Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race versus Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes, Lex Luger again, the list goes on.
Yeah.
But every territory had a title, and that was basically a specific kingdom where wrestlers come up, you build yourself, you become a name, and then you can move on to another territory. Some travel to various territories so that name can be well known and you become more respected. While I love the way it was back then, but unfortunately you can't go to that because one man destroyed all of that. Vince destroyed all that because he didn't like the territories. And it's documented that he wanted the WWF title to be the only one. So he was going in and buying out these companies left and right. And NWA was still trying to maintain them. There at one point were 26 territorial titles, not counting tag team championships. So you could have one wrestler go from California. They would wrestle there, wrestle down in Texas. World Class Championship Wrestling was down there. You had the TV Championship, you had the World Championship, the Tag Championship, the Southern Championship. Yep. Then you go to, I think it was Nebraska or Oklahoma, where the Central States was doing their Central States title. You could go up to Missouri, up close to Canada. Smoky Mountain Wrestling was doing their thing. Yep. You go down to Alabama. You had Florida. You had Georgia Championship Wrestling. You had Florida Championship Wrestling. You had around in Tennessee and Kentucky. You had the Mid-South. You had around the East Coast side, you had the Mid-Atlantic Championship. All of that, all of these titles meant something. Central States Central States. You had the Continental Championship Wrestling Company. You had, man, the list goes on. I'm still a fan of them.
Yeah.
Team, you know, you had Wendell Cooley, the Nightmares, Dirty White Boy Anthony, the Brickhouse Brown, Bobo Brazil. The list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you these names meant something, so to me, it was more fun finding out who won a title in a specific territory. And back then, if you won it in this territory, you could carry it to another territory and display it over your shoulder because you won that title.
Right.
That's how you were booked. But we fast forward till now. You have New Japan, you've got MLW, you've got AEW, WWE. To a certain point, you've got Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, you've got Game Changer, GCW, Impact is still doing their thing. So you still have these companies, but they put restrictions on you applying your craft. If you go to this company, you have to sign a contract. If you leave the contract, you're on a no compete clause. So you can't go to this company right away. So now you got to figure out where else you can go,
Right.
or what you're going to do. I preferred it back then. It was no nonsense. And that's how a lot of bonds were formed with pro wrestlers. To me, that's how you genuinely build connections and family. Nowadays, everything is based on money. It's based on status. It's based on how well known you are. And to the point where they will run your name into the damn ground. How long, for the longest time, did WWE try to make Roman Reigns a face?
Woo! I'm preaching. Logan ain't like that one.
No, cause so
No,
I
man,
am
not
the resident Roman Reigns stan in hot take wrestling, right? I've been loving the dude since the Shield first jumped the banner, whatever, when they came and attacked the Undertaker, and I think it was Daniel Bryan. And I said, watch out for Roman Reigns. And I told everybody that. I said, I know everybody loves Dean. I know everybody loves Seth. I said, but watch out for Roman Reigns, because he was just like prototype 2.0. John Cena,
he had everything.
He had everything, right? Where he is today, I love Roman now more than I've ever liked him, because before they were shoving him, and I've said it before, they were shoving him down everybody's throat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get anybody over forcing that. He's got the luxury to be who he is, be himself now, and he's supposed to be a heel, and he's getting cheered. The whole group is getting cheered, and they're supposed to be heels.
Because he's naturally over. When you don't shove it down the throats of wrestling fans, if you don't try to insult the intelligence of wrestling fans, they'll let you know if someone is pulling it off. And I've been a Roman Reigns fan since he was in the Shield. I actually watched him when he was in Florida Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
The man had it all. Just like Seth Rollins, aka Tyler Black from Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go back to that? Dean Ambrose, also known as John Moxley, when he was in CZW.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go back a little bit before they got turned into the WWE Machinations Creations. These boys was working hard. I still remember when it was Tyler Black against Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. I remember when it was Kevin Steen against El Generico, aka Sami Zayn. People don't remember that. A lot of people don't want to remember that. People don't want to remember when Adam Cole was a young ass wrestler along with Kyle O'Reilly in Ring of Honor, along with Bobby Fish. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish created one of the most badass tag teams in Red Dragon. Zero acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So if you let it be over, it'll work with the fans, because the fans are going to tell you if they like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Vince McMahon with his two-tone tie wearing, steak eating, bow-legged fake ass was trying his best to shove his formula down the throat. That's why I got sick to death of Brock Lesnar. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him when he was in OVW. I couldn't stand him when they brought him. I really couldn't. It just the formula. If the formula is there, gentlemen, just bear with me. If you have the components to create something amazing, why are you going to take out one of those components, put something in because you don't like the way it looks? You don't like the way it feels. Are you worried about making money or worried about your own ego?
Exactly.
That's why I was glad Vince McMahon carried his shriveled up, I want to hump everybody, paying $23 million ass on. I was so sick to death of him because there were so many. How many stars did this man let slip through his fingers because he was so focused on big, beefy guys? I get sick to death of watching these big ass, tall ass, fat ass people that don't appeal to me. One of the most wasted title runs, one of the most wasted was when, I'm trying not to get upset here.
Don't get upset.
It's more angry than anything else. When Kofi Kingston won that title,
I already know where you're
going. I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
He set the world on fire. Kofi made that title relatable because this was someone who was off the beaten path of what a WWE champion has been professed to be all of this time.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Guerrero, when Eddie won the title from Brock Lesnar, he broke the mold as what a champion's supposed to be. And that's still, him and Brock Lesnar, No Mercy, is still one of my favorite matches because every time I see that, I cry. Because that's when him and Chris Benoit came into that ring with their individual belts against all fucking odds and said, we did it.
Yep.
So when Kofi won that title, man, I screamed, I got on my knees and I cried and I said, thank you. And I'm trying not to get emotional now because we have been watching the whitewashing of pro wrestling for so long. The first African-American heavyweight champion never came from the WWE. It was Ron Simmons beating Big Van Vader.
Yep.
1986.
Yep.
I watched that match, and when he pinned him, my brother thought something was wrong with me. I screamed. I said, we got a black champion. We got a black champion. So if they're over, naturally, if the crowd will tell you if they like them, if they don't. Mm-hmm. Listen to the people who's paying to come into your pay-per-views. I'm sorry. Premium live events. Bruh, ECW was not the biggest budget, but I guarantee you, Too Cold Scorpio was tearing it up.
Yes, he was.
Every time that cat got into a ring, he tore it up. Him and Dean Malenko, classics. Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, classics. The gangsters came in there. Bruh, come on.
Talk your shit, man.
Come on,
Talk
man.
Shit,
There was
shit,
there was stuff going on that was automatically over because the fans could relate to it.
Right.
Why the Brawling Brutes are so everyone's getting over with them? Because they're just like regular guys. They're just trying to make a name for themselves. Please give Pete Dunne back his fucking name. Whoever decided to name him Butch needs to be kicked in the hoo-ha and thrown into the river. Seriously.
I think that guy's back in Connecticut or wherever he stayed, but
I hope he's working at Dairy Queen somewhere so I can.
That made zero sense to shorten it.
I didn't get that either.
How do you get Butch from Pete Dunne is beyond me, but.
And what people fail to realize is that NXT UK and NXT were what brought people to WWE to watch wrestling.
Absolutely.
Because Raw and SmackDown were hot garbage. They were trash.
They were.
But they showed you the dichotomy. If Vince is running a show, this is what Raw and SmackDown look like. If Triple H is running a show, that's what NXT looks like.
Mm-hmm.
when Black and Gold, man, come on. Black and Gold gave you the feel of an independent show, but they brought it every motherfucking week.
Yes,
They brought that shit. NXT TakeOver became
Yeah.
the pay-per-view to watch. Come on, man.
That's why Vince had to come and put his little handprints on it with 2.0, because I know me personally, and even on this podcast, we've said it numerous times. You'd have a takeover happening, and you'd have a WWE event happening. You'd have one happen Saturday, one happen Sunday. And almost instant, it was unison. It's 5 of us when it's all of us normally. And all of us were all in unison saying, yo, the takeover was
NXT was the shit.
It was it.
And the regular pay-per-view was trash.
And that's how it was with me and my friends. Straight up. We would talk about what happened on the takeover. Did y'all see that? No. I wasn't interested in WrestleMania. I was interested in takeover.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen? Who's going to win the title? Is there going to be a title change? Let's see these near falls. Let's see the story being told. That part. Story being told.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not money being made.
Story being told.
Story being told. And when you knew NXT was coming to your town, people flocked just like they do to AEW. They flock to it. And right now, AEW is in a position to do what NXT did. Tony Khan's got to stop trying to appease the wrong people. He's got to stop trying to make the wrong people happy, because you had homegrown talent that were doing the thing week in and week out.
Yeah.
Where's my girl Red Velvet?
Bro, didn't we just talk about this shit, Logan? Didn't we just talk about this shit?
Later.
Where's my girl? She came in and put in work.
Mm-hmm.
She put in motherfucking work. She didn't win all the time, but you know what? You saw her come out there and do her damn thing. Oh, don't get me started. Please don't get me started on Jade Cargill. Please don't get me started on Jade. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we definitely have a love-hate with Jade and hot take lane.
Someone tried to compare her to Bianca Belair, and I said, "You want me to punch you in the face?"
Athletically or just stature-wise, sure, I'll let you get off that comparison. But talent-wise, no. It doesn't. It's apples to oranges.
No. And I feel like they gave the title to Jade Cargill to compete with Bianca. But here's the problem. Jade is still green.
Super duper green.
She is still learning.
We say that damn near every week.
I love her, and she's a blur just like the rest of us. Yo, she is a blur to her heart. I love when she cosplays when she comes out.
Man, when she came out of Storm, Jack. When she came out of Storm, I almost changed religions. I called the arena and was like, what Jesus do she serve? Is it white Jesus or black Jesus? I had to find out. I'm sorry. But yeah.
No, you good? Oh.
Literally, what was that? No, it was what was that pay-per-view day? Was it All Out when she came out?
It was All Out.
And I literally said that. I said, yo, I love that she came out of She-Hulk, but that match is terrible. Like I never saw Athena, also known as Ember Moon when she was with WWE, have a bad match. I never saw that. And I'm like, yo, y'all are just
she struggled
left and right.
Yeah, Athena struggled because Jade is so green. The most experienced wrestler can't carry a green person for so long, but you put her to the top of the heap. You basically put what I know as the Goldberg mentality. Here, let's put the title on the biggest, baddest person. Talent be damned, and let them run through and create this undefeated streak. I hate that they did this with her because she still has so much fucking potential, but she still got to work on her skills. She shouldn't be holding a title. That title should be on someone else's hand. Put it on Athena. Put a title on Athena. If you really want to do it, put the title on Athena. Hell, you got my girl, Kiera Hogan. Kiera's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Damn. My girl Nightingale. Oh.
New shorty, Willow Nightingale. Yeah.
Willow, I love Willow. Willow has got that natural charisma to her. She's got it. I saw her on Ring of Honor. I said, she's going places. And I said, mark my words, I'm going to one day have an interview with Willow and Athena somewhere down the line because they're both blurs, and we're going to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just take the title off of Jade, okay? Just take the title off of her and let her develop. Let her grow. Should have let her just move up to that point. Then when she is able to, then you can tell a story. That's what it's all about, dog.
Uncle fucking Monty, man. Uncle Monty was a motherfucking dude, bro. Logan, you got anything else for Unc, man, before we let him go?
No, man. I'm glad we got into some wrestling talk. Oh, you know what? Actually, I will ask this before we get out of here.
Okay.
Now, we've been kind of doing this, and I'm the one that I do a lot of hot takes. I throw shit out there just to kind of be like to get conversation started sometimes. So we just saw Bray Wyatt come back a few weeks ago, and prior to him coming back, we saw Cody Rhodes come back at WrestleMania. Now, for me, I felt like I'm not gonna say Cody was gonna take the title off Roman, but I'm sure he was one of like at least the number one contender guys.
Right, he was a threat.
You know what I mean? I know everybody wants to see Rock versus Roman. I don't mind that taking place, but it doesn't need to be for the title. If it does take place, I'm with you. I don't necessarily think it's something that needs to happen. Would it be a great storyline? Sure, and be able to see Rock. But I'm like, just like we just got to talk about Black Adam, like Rock doesn't have time for wrestling anymore. That time is coming.
He's evolved. He's moved on.
He's gone. If he could be in the square circle, he would be in the square circle. He's not there because he doesn't have the time.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
Hell, his daughter is in wrestling now.
Yeah, but
he's in the NXT.
Yeah. So for me, I want to ask you. We got WrestleMania coming. It's about 6 months from now. If you got the proverbial pencil and you're doing the main event, who are you booking against Roman Reigns to dethrone him? Because we don't know if it's gonna happen, but dethrone him at WrestleMania. Are you going Bray Wyatt or are you going Cody Rhodes?
I would go with Cody. Right now, Bray has what a lot of wrestlers don't have, the ability to tell a story so well and so detailed that whomever he brings in, he's going to elevate them. Bray comes from a wrestling family. He comes from the Wyndhams. His uncle his uncle and his father were a tag team. Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda tore it up when they were together. They were tag team champions. They came from a Blackjack Mulligan. Come on.
Right.
The list goes on. But he is that one wrestler that you see that comes along in a while that not only has the talent in the ring, but can tell a story to the point where the audience, whether you're live or you're watching it, you are transfixed because you want to know what he's going to say, what he's going to do, and where it's going to go. And I can't think of but a handful of wrestlers who have that ability right now that are still here.
Yeah.
And it's too early for him to hold a belt. Right now, there's still so much story to be told. There are so many people to be affected by. I think this is going to be a chance for him to elevate a wrestler who needs that exposure and who needs to be put into another light and perhaps being able to transfix him from being a heel to a face to a heel, anti-hero. You can create something right now, and he is the one that is doing it. And I got mad when they let him go, and I said I understand why they let him go, because he was a threat to Vince. He was a threat because while Hunter was recovering, Vince was running roughshod over everything, and his product was trash, absolute hot garbage.
Yes, it was.
And he didn't want Bray around because Bray said, no, I don't want this to happen. You're changing a character. When The Fiend came out, The Fiend was mysterious. You didn't know where The Fiend was going to come from. You didn't know what The Fiend was going to do. You didn't know what his intentions were. But Vince started putting him on TV all the time. What happens when you see the same face every week? It's no longer special.
It's boring.
It's boring. It's no longer something that you're looking forward to, like someone popping up at a pay-per-view.
It becomes Teddy Long putting you in a match with the Undertaker.
and Hunter did so well, like with Finn and the Demon. Like the Demon only came out when Finn really needed him. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One of those things you always saw.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at from the time Hunter got hurt and Vince took over till now, you can tell the differences. You can definitely tell the differences, because when Finn was the Fiend and Fiend was the Demon, that was mysterious. You didn't see the Demon come out all the time, but you saw Finn busting it out. The man's matches were always fucking amazing. Yeah. No matter who he was in the ring with, he made it exciting. Until you get the 70-something-year-old steak-eating, duo tie color wearing, misogynistic hoo-ha who don't want to pay attention to anything. He'd get mad if anyone tried to pitch anything, especially if it's something they think the crowd would go for. Nah, it's not what I want. Go home. Just go home to your Republican wife and leave us alone, okay? just go. And that's why Shane came back. People were like, Shane came back. Shane came back to sabotage his father. That's what he was doing. He didn't want to come back. He came back to sabotage Vince, because Shane was nowhere near for the longest time. Shane was thriving. He was doing so well without being in the ring. So when he came back, it was a big deal. Until you saw him all the time, and you heard him talk all the time, and you heard him sweating all the time, and his punches that were actually hurting wrestlers all the time, and him just saying, you know what, I feel like kind of killing myself, and him doing the elbow off of the cell all the time. Shit got old. Even Mick Foley said, "What the fuck?"
That's bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, he who shall not be named. It's bad when a former president say, hey, bro, you do it too much. Hey, pipe down, man. Like, whoa. It's bad when the devil, when Lucifer says, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Like,
Right. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
I want to repent for that one. Like, well, you give me Christian advice? Yo.
Yeah, I need holy water right now, because y'all, I'm feeling kind of dirty right now. I'm feeling kind of dirty. I'm gonna need that holy water. Can you turn that into a smoothie? That way I can take it. So I'm on my keto, no carbs.
Yo, Uncle fucking Monty, man. Give it up, man. Give it up, Uncle Montel.
Thank you, guys.
You have truly, when I tell you the other brothers couldn't be here, they had to work and other obligations, man. Like Logan said, it's 5 of us. Mm-hmm. So shout out to myself, Logan, Joe, Will, Kenny. They had to work at other obligations, man. So we've been juggling this thing.
I feel you.
When I tell you, like, I was like, yo, I got fucking Uncle Monty to come on the show. They was like, and I sent them your info, and they was like, where? Yo, you got him? Yo, he one of us. We all was like, hey, like, when I tell you, like, Joe was trying to get off earlier. Mm-hmm. Joe was trying to be off at 7 to get home by 8 to join this interview. I know Will and KG work weekends. They got like a swing rotation. Right. I understood. But when I tell you, like, the bros is going to go crazy over this one, because we had fun, but it's real. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the knucklehead, the goofball, the crazy one out the group. Logan tell me all the time, hey, bro. I see it. I believe it too. Hey, you can see his face. I can see Logan going, yo, chill with that kid. Chill with
bro,
that. Did you really?
That's just me and feeling like we're like Superman and Bizarro. So like everything I won't do, Phil does it. And it's not that I can't do it. It's just I choose not to do it. So it's like he's like, yeah, that's cool. He be like, bro, did you really? Yep. I believe it too.
We have done interviews and shows, and immediately once we hit in, my phone will ring. He be like, "Bro, did you really just fucking say that?" I did. He was like, "Bro, you."
Well, see, you ain't got to worry about it this time, Logan, because I said it. So now you can't call him and blame him. It's all on me.
Like, you don't realize to us what it means to have an OG like you grace our platform. We ain't blowing smoke because we don't do that.
Right.
We definitely all about giving flowers when flowers is due.
Absolutely.
Same here.
Or drinks or shots or libations, and unfortunately, I'm all out.
I still got a snip lip. Wow, I'm
Logan don't drink from Sunday to Friday because he don't. Friday night and Saturday he teared up. But man, just to be able to, and we all five of us, Hot Take as a whole, have peeped your page and checked out your YouTube and like watched and listened and saw interviews, and it was kind of like, we was just talking, did you see that one with this one? We just said that. To be able to have an OG like you grace our platform means more than you will ever know. Like, for real. Thank you so much for just being you. Because even though we have never really chopped it up with you until tonight, we all were you when we were shorties, when we experienced bullying, when we experienced being in high school, and it's like, yo, you still watch fucking wrestling? What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you, gay? What are you this? What are you that? Oh, you not black enough, or you doing white people. We all have experienced that. We all have let our guard down to one another and cried and laughed and shared because we all went through the same turmoil. And it's kind of like, yo, you went through that? Man, you went through that? So even for you to be like, man, I understood what comic books, black people don't read comic books. Why not?
I remember asking that question and they couldn't answer. It's like, why not?
You know, and then even in the sense of now your blackness is now questioned. Because I'm reading the what?
Don't get me started on that. Don't even get me started.
And again, and like, yo, like I know we an hour behind you, so we really trying to appreciate your time, man.
My man, like I said, I don't go to bed at 2 a.m. anyway. That's normal.
You gotta hit my heart on this one, man, because it's kind of like, yo, we respect everybody that come through. You could have been doing anything and everything else, but you chose to rock with us. That means something to us. And I don't like to speak for other people. I'm sure Logan will agree. I'm sure Joe will agree. KG and Will both agree. Because, man, you could, hey, y'all, I got stuff to do. It's Sunday. Thank you, Thank you.
Definitely.
For the blurred in us, for the blurred unicorn in us, for the black men in us, for the men in us.
Yes.
For that scared, insecure child that just wanted to exist as themselves and be happy and like what they like. Thank you.
Wow. I'm honored and I'm humbled and I thank you for those kind words. I honestly, when you hit me up, I pray. I actually was, if someone ever asked me to appear on their podcast or their show, I pray first. And I asked, Father, is this a good thing to do?
White Jesus or black Jesus? I'm sorry.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Come on now. And I'm a PK. I'm a PK too. Yeah, you definitely don't want me to do that.
I'm a PK. So you just Yo, I'm a PK and a TK. So yo, that whole blessing skipped over me. It might touch my boys, but the Holy Spirit was like,
oh my gosh,
about to spawn. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
When you hit me up and I prayed about it, and usually it's a good vibe. And when you invited me, I said absolutely. I am always humbled when someone wants to hear from me, because honestly, in the grand scheme of it, I think I'm just a regular dude. I'm just a regular guy who happens to like everything that's not been considered black, you know. And I said I was that kid. I was that kid who read Black Panther on his grandmother's porch, who got a rock lobbed at his head by the local neighborhood kids because he thought it was weird. So I'm coming in the house bleeding, still reading the comic book. I'm not going to let anything change what I love. And I want that to be an example to others that you are unique, you're special, you're beautiful in whatever you choose to be a fan of, whatever you choose to have a passion for. And nobody out there determines how special and important you are. You determine how special and important you are. So to be able to come up and say, fuck yeah, I'm rocking with my own. I'm rocking with my tribe. I'm being invited from my fellow Blerds and Blerdicorns to speak about this. There's no other answer but yes. And when you invited me, I was like, oh, calendar, time, date, wardrobe, let's go. Got my Yu-Gi-Oh drip because I play. Let's go. Let's do this. So the honor, I thank you so much for just having me here. This has been a chop session. Yo, if you ever get a time to get other fellas on and want to invite me on, the answer is automatic yes. We just have to make it happen.
Appreciate that.
It's automatic.
The door's always open. It's always open. Whoever wants to come back and chop it up with us.
Hell.
Well, at the same time, too, I would like to invite the Hot Take Wrestling podcast to be on my Blerdicorn Convos on IG. So we're going to work offline to see if we can do that. If I can get you, Logan, and you, Phil, on there, yo, if we get one more of the fellas, let's go. Let's do the damn thing. Let's chop it up so we can tell the world about you.
For sure.
And what makes you passionate about what you love. I don't like being the topic. I like having conversations, and let's go. Let's roll up with it, because everybody's story is different and unique, and it deserves to be told, because somebody out there is listening and they can relate to it. So let's bring them from the dark into the light. Let's go.
Uncle fucking Monty, man. Uncle Montel. Navy Montel. Before we let you go, let everybody know how they can follow you, all your social media, give them all that.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter under Navy Montel. I am on Facebook, but do it at your own risk, because Facebook is the devil as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the website, but it's a necessary evil. Just search Blerdicorn. You'll find me. Blerdicorn. I'm also on YouTube under Rogue Catnip, which is a nickname I got from in the Navy. And I'm also a Twitch streamer under Rogue Catnip. I am part of two amazing podcasts. I'm one half of the Blerdicorn Speaks podcast. We just reached our 5th season, our 3rd year. And I'm also 1/6 of the Color Commentary Wrestling podcast. And let me tell y'all, I'm already going to be talking to them about y'all. We got to get y'all on so we can chop it up, so we get some melanated wrestling chat going on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn. Y'all, I already told them, I said, y'all, I'm going to talk it up. So y'all check out the Color Commentary Wrestling podcast, because 6 of us, we ain't got no sense. We love wrestling. And knowing that you fellas is passionate about it, yo, that is a roundtable discussion. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And he got a Spider-Man chair. And you see this?
Yep. Oh, I peeped it, Marvel. You got the cap chair. Okay.
Oh, here you go.
You got
Here
the
you go. Here you go. See, I can't even floss anymore, because I had the ECW World Championship and it was signed by Taz, and then it ended up getting stolen.
Wow.
I met him in Tennessee when I was stationed there. We did security backstage, and I met Taz. I said, "Sir, could you sign my belt? I'm a big fan of ECW." He said, "Yeah, bring it." Had my wife bring it at the time. He signed it. I squealed, and I think I nutted from the time he signed that belt to the time I got home. My ex-wife was like, "Why are you making these noises?" "I'm having micro orgasms. Let me have my." That's when I realized I could squeal. He was like, "Ah!" So, the Color Commentary Wrestling Podcast, fantastic, and I'm on there, and I just enjoy being who I am.
Thank you so much. We are gonna be in tune with you, Color Commentary Wrestling Podcast, all the above. Thank you. Logan, hit us with the outro, baby.
All right, thank you once again. People that check this out, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Please listen to Hot Take Wrestling. We hitting y'all with interviews. We hitting you with regular content, and we just growing. And it's a beautiful thing as we getting ready to go into a new year. So, I'm gonna sign this off, man. We the ones, and we want the smoke.
Hold on, bro. Don't hit the end button yet. Don't hit the end button yet. I gotta say something real quick. Ladies, real quick. The women that have been in our inbox, do not jump in my uncle's inbox. Showing them vagina pictures that y'all been sending. Listen, if you got a big roast beef sandwich, we don't want to see that. No. Don't do that. Don't put that big roast beef sandwich. No.
But I like Arby's.
I like Arby's too, but you don't want to quadruple. You don't want the meat curtains. Don't put that in my uncle's inbox and stop putting it in our inbox.
Superman would say, Lazaro would say.
Stop it, bro. Women can benefit from circumcisions too. I'm just putting that out. Cut some of them curtains off.
Holy cow.
And all the pretty women, please remember, my couch pulls out. I don't. All right.
And that's a wrap. Thank you again, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Hot Take Wrestling Podcast is part of the NMG Podcast Network, a division of NMG Enterprises, LLC. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Take. Follow us on Instagram at Hot Take Wrestling. You can listen to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast on any streaming platform of your choice.